Good evening. Good evening, everyone. How you all doing? Welcome to Ben's Camera Show. Yes, we're back. I'm back. I'm back and you're back. Those of you in the chat room. Look at this. CJ Costa Rica's here. Says welcome. Old Radio's. Old Radio's been watching a lot of my channel recently, haven't you? Oh yes, I keep tabs. Well, it's not difficult to tell when you leave a bunch of comments on all my videos, for which thank you very much. You know I love interacting with you lovely people, either on pre-recorded stuff or live stuff, especially live stuff. It's nice to know I'm talking to someone out there. What have we got tonight? What do we have tonight? Well, this week I've been working very hard, and I've been, well, with Easter and everything. With Easter, switch off the intro there. With Easter and everything, I've been, kicking back a little bit, hanging out with family members, and I had to do a bunch of non-camera show related work to get those few days off. And then after those, I had an amazing thing. I had a whole day off just to monkey around, and I did a lot of developing because I had some films I needed to develop. So that's this show. It's going to be our Darkroom show. Yes, if you don't develop your own film and all you're interested in is the cameras, well, there's something for you here as well. And then there's something for, well, my God, anyone who's ever wondered what they can hook up to a Super 8 camera for no particular reason. All will become clear. Looks like some people are in the house. Yes. They're all talking to each other. I won't disturb them. Anyway. Thanks all for tuning in. Again, I said, thanks for tuning in. News. Right, we're going to start with the news segment, as we always do now in Season 4. We're going to start with the top of the show with some news. And the news this week is there's an interesting book out, which I have ordered, and I am very excited to get. Let me go into my little box here. Boing. And I will show you what I'm talking about. Firstly, let's get the background off, and here we go. It's called Prototype 100 Unknown Movie Cameras I think it's by Jürgen Losau, the Super 8 magazine guy. There we go, up there. Now, there's some pictures, the front cover, and there's some inside. It features a whole bunch of like weird and wonderful prototype cameras that were never released to the public. These are ones that factories made and then decided, this is too crazy a camera. Just that's the stuff I really, really, really like. I'm really interested in. Oh look, Noptop says I finally made it to a live. Woohoo! Hooray! Whoever you are, Noptop, welcome. And so that's the news. There's a book out about 100 unbekannte Filmkameras, 100 unknown movie cameras. Look at this crazy thing at the front. Look at that on the front cover. It's triangular. That's a prism. Oh man, I'm looking forward to reading all about that. Agfa family made it by, says Old Radios. Yeah, the Agfa family. That's a crazy looking camera. Where is it? Is it in this one? No. What's this one? What is that? But it looks. I don't know. It looks a bit like a. It's got the shape of a Yashica or a Sankyo, but what the hell's going on? Anyway, yes, very excited to get that. And yes, I will. I'll give you a report on it. I'll give a book report once the book comes, so you can decide for yourself whether it's worth getting or not. €49.95, not cheap, but I think they print them all to order. That's the great thing about these short run publishing. So there is the news for this week. I found a book and I'm going to buy it. That's it. Now, what else have we got? Let's move that out of the way. Right. Let's restore myself to my rightful position. Old Radio says Zeiss had that Movicon that looks like a still. CJ Costa, someone call Pink Floyd, lol. Huh? The pink background to the... talking about my background? Oh, I don't know what you're talking about. Crazy looking cameras, right? Yeah. Right. What have I done this week? Well, I had a little, I had an opportunity to try out a Niso Professional. I don't own a Niso. I had a pupil come round with one, and she had might have a problem with the Niso. We had to do some testing, had to do some shooting, had to do some developing, and then we had to see what was going on with this Niso. I really want to do an entire show about the Niso Professional, the camera. It is a hell of a camera. In the words of what is it? There will be blood. Well, that's one goddamn hell of a camera right there. Even even just to use it for a day, I see what all the fuss was about. That is a damn good camera. If I get one, I'm going to do a whole show on them because I see what's going on. So what happened with this Niso Pro? Well, let's have a look. Well, we shot some test footage, and I noticed that where have I gone? Dead air is not a good thing. Here I am. Hey guys. Oh, I see. The camera with the prism is very dark side of the moon. I get you now. There's so much psychedelia in this show. I don't have to work out which particular one you're referring to. All right, we shot some test footage with the Niso Pro because I noticed that the f-stop seemed to be on 22. Whatever we should try to do, whether we tried to auto or manual or anything, that needle was stuck on the 22. So we had to see whether it really was stuck on f22. So we did some tests. Here we go with some of the Niso. So here's what we shot, and that was on a bright sunny day. This was on Orwell UN54, which I processed in some Rodinal as a negative and then scanned. So yeah, it's even for a bright sunny day. That's looking a little bit dim there. So that was with the Niso, and then we tried it on different manual aperture settings on the Niso. Each time, it's the same each time. That needle ain't moving. It is f22, whatever you do. And then we tried the shutter. This is indoors, even worse. Oh dear, oh dear. It's a shame because that's an amazing camera, the Niso. And just to make sure what the actual f-stop should have been, we went out and did the same shots using my Canon 814 XLS. Here it is, the 814 XLS, 22, 11, 8, 2.4, 5.6, whatever, 1.8. So we tried a few. I'll do that bit again. So we did a few different f-stops in the Canon. So that was, I think, box speed, which was, I think, f4 or f8, I think it was. And then that's f22 in the Canon. Looks very much like the Niso. f16 looking a bit better. f8, yep, can't fault it. And then f5.6, not bad. f2.8, getting a little bit bleached out. f1.4, yeah, not a little too overexposed there. So you get the idea. The Canon was working fine. The Niso, not so much. All I could do was to advise my pupil to. Oh, and this is walking down the street, and yeah, at f22 it's just a bit dark. All I advised her was to go get some Kodak 500T film and use that, or some even 200T, maybe in the sun, because I don't know how easy it's going to be to fix that Niso and to get it look, it was right up in the sky. And then for comparison, this is the Canon at f5.6, I think. Yeah, the Canon was working, the Niso wasn't. But if a camera is stuck on one particular f-stop, then you do have a bit of latitude if you can open the shutter a little bit, if it does that. Or unfortunately, all the Niso could do is close the shutter. Or you could, like I said, go and get some high ASA film, some sensitive film, and put that in there. Not really an ideal solution. What you want to do is get that thing fixed, and that's going to cost a pretty penny. But then again, if you're into a Niso Professional, you've already spent a pretty penny. So do you dig a hole further and get it fixed, then wait till something else to go wrong? Do you buy a camera that's fully working? Oh, these are very difficult questions to answer. Anyway, that was for my pupil. Like the Niso. Old Radio says, I want a Canon 1218. Oh my God, that's the David Bowie camera. I've done a show on that. Well, not on just on that camera, but I did mention it in the David Bowie. He took it to Russia, and that's oh my God, a 1218. That's like a giant lens with a little film back on the back of it. Right. What else did I do? Oh yeah, I shot some Kodachrome. Shot some K40. And now, you know, Kodachrome used to be such a challenge, but now it's just so easy. It's just I shoot it with the aperture really quite wide open, and I develop it in Caffenol CH for 10 minutes as a negative. And yes, Bob is your uncle, as they say. So what did that look like? Well, let's have a look. Whoops, not this one again. Here is the here's the Kodachrome 40. Oh yeah, with some copyright music on over the end of it, over the top of it, which I'm probably going to get struck for. But yeah, I like this particular piece of music. It went quite well. And there I did some Hitchcock kind of zoom in, go forward, zoom out kind of things. So yeah, this particular bit, this black and white here, that's the that's actually Fomapan, just this little bit. But we have a some nice. Here's the Kodachrome. I'll zip through this a bit because yeah. Well, actually, I better put the music down. I'm gonna get in trouble in a minute. So yeah, very bright sunny day, and I shot this all at like f2.8, like really open, and yeah, it came out all right. I think I might have overdeveloped it slightly, which was a little problem because well, it needs a bit of color correction, but that's all. So yeah, a bit overdeveloped, but yeah, it turned out nice. I tinted it slightly. That's interesting. So look here, this dark bit. I accidentally shot it at box speed, and it went to like f16 or something, or f8 the camera. And then I opened up the aperture, and boom, I can see everything. I can see clearly now. Anyway, so yeah, that was a pretty good result, got to say. And I got a very nice. Oh yeah, it's lovely to walk around there. This is in Wales, which is west of England. I almost said West England. Ooh, no. Yeah, some nice shots here. Look at that. Zoom out while that's the Humber Estuary, not Humber Estuary, the Severn Bridge. Nice. I couldn't stop doing it. I kept zooming and zooming. Anyway, my mate's having a pint there. So that was some Kodachrome 40. Hooray, with the Hitchcock zooms in there as well. Moving right along. What did I do? Then I was given this. Let me get back into the main room. Right. I was given this by my daughter. Actually, I gave it to her. She went and shot it, and she gave it back. And that is a roll of, there we go, Tri-X. Oh, God. You can see the green screen. Oh, where's my face gone? Oh, that's freaky. That's a weird effect right there. This is green. You know what? Maybe I'll just switch off the color chroma key just for 1 second. There we go. Kodak Tri-X expired reversal film 7278. 7278. That was the roll that I gave her and that she shot and gave back to me. We didn't really know whether this stuff was any good anymore. I don't know the year it expired, unfortunately. I lost the box. Never mind. So we had to do some tests, and test it I did. Well, it says box speed is 160 ASA. And hey, old Ray is saying looks decent, looks good with the Kodachrome. Thanks, people. Yeah, it's starting to be not so much a challenge anymore, unless I'm trying to do it in color, in which case, God help me. So I did do some tests before I put this Tri-X through the developer. Firstly, I developed it in the same stuff I did that Kodachrome in, because I had the Caffenol CH all mixed up. So I thought, why not just stick the Tri-X in it, see what happens. But I had to do a test strip first. I didn't know exactly what f-stop the thing should be shot at, and I didn't know exactly how long it should be in that Caffenol. So test strip time, hooray. And here is the test strip. Blink and you'll miss it. There we go. So those are all the f-stops and the different developing times. I'm going to show slow this down a bit to make some sense out of it. Well, firstly, let's just pause it. What are we looking at? On the left is the f-stop of each particular frame that I shot here, and on the right is the number of minutes it was in the Caffenol. Okay, so let's look at that a bit slower. So here was the 5-minute strip of Caffenol. Here's at 10 minutes, looking better contrast, better generally, and here's 15 minutes, really quite bright, quite grainy. Okay, let's see that again. So here's the 5 minutes. This is what it looks like at various different f-stops. Yeah, a bit washed out, underdeveloped. 10 minutes, yeah, just about right. Yeah, there's 10 minutes at f1.4, I think, slightly overexposed. Bit of grain, but not too bad. And probably f2.8 was the best. Now the camera wanted to shoot it at f4, but you know what? f4 looked a little bit dingy, a little bit dark, as we'll see in a second. F2.8 looked better. So in all the time this film had been sitting around, it only really went down by 1 stop, which is fine because I've got half of it left. I'm still going to shoot the rest of it. So we're going to see the difference between pushing a film and just opening the aperture slightly. So and now what I did is I ordered them. So I did all the f1.4 shots together, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and 15 minutes. Then, see, 10 minutes, 5 minutes, and then I put all the f2.8 shots together, 5 minutes, 10, 15, and then all the f4 shots, all the f5.6. So you can see basically how it's at 15 minutes. This is how grainy the picture is getting if you leave it in the developer for a long time. In fact, anything after f4 was just underexposed. So let's not look at those. So here we go. F1.4 at 10 minutes, little too bright maybe. 2.8 at I think 10 minutes or 15 minutes. That was the charm, pretty much. Let's see if we can get that. Oh dear, I can't. There we go. F2.8. Actually, that looks a bit dark, really. And f2.8 at 15 minutes. Yeah, see, that's the difference between leaving it in longer and shorter. It just gets more grainy and more contrasty. So the result of all of that is it was all over the place. Is a very good illustration of underdeveloping and overdeveloping and getting it just about right. See, it's a contrast thing. The longer it's in the developer, and the actual f-stop opening and closing, well, that changes a few things. There we go. Right, so that was the Tri-X tests. Lucky for me, the stuff still is working. It's very grainy, and I know the reason why, and I'm going to reveal that a bit later. In fact, why not just tell you now? I might as well just tell you now. It's grainy because I developed it as a negative, and Tri-X is a reversal stock. And it seems that if you develop a reversal stock as a negative, you get a lot of grain. So what I'm going to do, well, Tri-X is a kind of grainy anyway. So next time I'm going to develop that Tri-X as a reversal and see what happens there. But I do know that the Caffenol CH works. It works quite nicely. Right, now on to the highlight of the show. Done the Tri-X, done test strip. Yes, here's the highlight of the show. My daughter, Lily, asked me if I could do her a favor, which is to come up with a piece of equipment for her that can be plugged into her Super 8 camera that fulfills a certain function. So obviously lacking the competence to build it myself, I went over to Mr. X, who's a good friend of mine, who is to me what Q is to James Bond. He is Mr. Technical. You think I'm technically minded. I am not. I'm like a 95-year-old in the year 1920 compared to this guy. It's it's astounding what he did for me. And the thing is, because I had to send it to my daughter, I don't have the thing anymore, so I can't talk about it live. However, I have made a short recorded film, which is what I sent over to show her with the item, to show her what I'm talking about. What am I talking about? Well, I'm going to play the film, and then all will become clear. So I'm going into the screening room now. I'm going to move myself up to about here. I'll be popping in and out maybe, but until I do, let's see the film pre-recorded about this amazing piece of equipment. I'm sure you're all very excited. Take it away. Take it away, me. Hello, and welcome to a pre-recorded segment in which I'm going to show you an interesting device which I have been hooking up to my Super 8 cameras. So firstly, into my box I go. I better make room for myself. Here is the device. Kazam, what the hell is this? Wow, it looks like I haven't taken it out of the box, but in fact I've used a pizza box to cover it up because there's some gubbins inside this thing which I don't want to get ruined. In fact, before I even tell you what it is, let's have a look inside it. I can do that by just putting up a picture here. Instead of taking the actual sleeve off, I'm just going to show you a picture. So what do we have here? Now, this thing here is a motion detector, which you can get on eBay for like, I don't know, £10, £15 or so. And this over here is a relay switch. This is just holding some wires together. And this black wire goes to power. And this blue wire goes to a micro jack. That's it, a 2.5mm jack. And this thing here is a simple white LED, which goes into the motion detector. And in case you haven't already realized, what this thing is a motion detector device, which I can hook up to my Super 8 camera, and it will trigger the camera to take either a single frame or just to start rolling as soon as this thing detects someone or something going in front of it. Very exciting. I have basically invented a Super 8 security camera, which was already invented before anyway. They used to use them in banks with very, very thin S-star base black and white film, so you could get 200 feet or something on it, or 100 foot on it. Get on with it. The amount, basically. Anyway, I'm not going to do that today. I'm going to hook it up to a Super 8 camera and put some normal black and white film in it. So how do I do that? Well, firstly, here's the micro jack. Now, a lot of Super 8 cameras, well, those which have electronic shutters can be triggered by plugging one of these in. Some cameras have them, some don't. Get yourself one that has one. So, and here's the plug. Here's the plug which goes into the wall. So I'm going to use this camera to demonstrate here. This is, of course, an Agfa Movie Zoom 3000. So this little thing here, if you've ever seen one of these on your Super 8 camera, that is a micro jack electric shutter release. So basically when something's plugged into there, it will trigger the shutter without you having to do the trigger here. But in this particular camera, there's a couple of things you have to think about before you plug this thing in. And that is, this says trick, this knob here. What it does is it keeps the camera filming when you've got the trigger pushed in. See? So if I take it off trigger, watch the trigger down here. See? Let's do that again. So you push the trigger in, turn it, and the trigger stays in. Again, I take it away, and it pops out again. Now, it's very important to do this while the frames per second selective switch is on anything other than 1 frame a second. So you've got 24, 18 and 9 on this particular one. Doesn't matter which one of those you do it, as long as you don't do it on the 1. If you do it on the 1, for some reason, it won't go into trick mode. So get it onto 9 frames a second, whatever, push the trigger in, get it onto trick mode, then switch to 1, and it's ready to be tripped to take single pictures. all you do is to plug the motion detector in like that. Yeah, so I've paused myself here. I did discover later, or my daughter did discover that we're not 100% sure what the settings, the sequence of settings were, because that camera didn't work. I couldn't try it. So when she tried the actual camera, I don't know how she got it to work, but she had a couple of issues. So you have to play around if you're using the movie zoom. All right, carry on. And you're off and away. And when you finished, you just unplug it, switch that back to 0. So that's turn off the trick and develop your film. Now, this camera unfortunately has a dead motor, so I'm going to try it out with this one, which is my old reliable Sankyo, which has a live motor in it, as in a working one. It also has this electronic system act. That's actually got a flash sync as well. Very exciting. Now, when this thing gets triggered, when it detects a motion, the light will come on, and it's adjustable. You can adjust it for to wait 1 minute, 5 minutes, or 10 minutes, or even 20 minutes before it's sensitive to motion. Lovely. And I'm going to plug this into here. So when it's on single frame, oops, see, it takes a single frame every time you press the trigger. There we go. Now, when that light goes off, it will be ready to be triggered again. So I've got to wait a minute now and sit very still until that light goes off. This light up here. When that goes off, it's live. So let's just wait for it. And I'll wave my hand over it.
1 minute later.
Okay, here we go. The light's gone off. It's sensitive now. It's ready to be triggered. I'm going to move my hand over to it. See how close I can get. Yay! It worked. You hear that? Great stuff. So let's see how we can hook this thing up in a way so we can trigger some motion, or some motion will trigger the camera. How did I do that? Well, here's how. I put it into this sort of footstool thing, which kind of protects it from getting triggered by the side, and I'm pointing it at that part of the floor there. Now, the wire there, the micro jack is going to the Sankyo there, going right into there. And the camera is not pointed at the motion detector, it's pointed at the area which will get triggered by the motion detector. In fact, if we look through the eyepiece, there we go. That's the area the camera is covering. It's the cat flap and a bit of floor in front of the cat flap. And there's me triggering it with a broom. I'll try it with a ball. There it goes. Let's test it again. Yay! So the thing works. And here we have our live subject now. Oh, there. She gave a little, what? She looks around and then she gets into eating her food. Now, I did actually put the flash on top of it, so I could, it would trigger the flash and it would trigger the camera, and the camera would trigger the flash. But the poor cat didn't like it. Especially at night when the flash went off, she'd give a little jump, and I don't want to put the cat through that. That's just unnecessary stress. So let's have a look at what the motion capture triggered the camera to take while I wasn't there. Maybe I'm hoping just lots of pictures of the cat. Take it away.
Right. I guess you're all going to want to see what that looked like. What the actual photos that were taken look like. Well, I've put them all together, and of course I've had to slow them all down because otherwise it just goes blah, blah, blah. And I was looking at it and I thought, this is so ridiculous. I've basically invented a Super 8 security camera, and yeah, let's have a look. There we go. All right. Okay, so let's see the results of all of that, and enjoy the music that I set it to. There we go. That was a little cameo of my own there. What I didn't realize was how many times I was going to take pictures of my wife's legs as she went and got stuff out of the cupboard. So I captured a lot of that, and the cat, and the ball, and everything else, and it came out really great, I thought. It's going to be worth the yakety sax copyright strike I'm going to get for that. Oh, comments. Here we go. Lol, Benny Hill. Love the music, but where's the bikini girls? Looks like the Patty Hearst footage. Ah, yes, I know what you're talking about, old raiders. You mean when Patty Hearst was discovered robbing a bank, and she's standing there, and it's all black and white, and yes, it's exactly like the Patty Hearst footage, apart from the fact that it's a cat and she's just eating some food and not robbing a bank with the Symbionese Liberation Front. Oh, I love references that I get. CJ Costa Rica says, this is a very interesting experiment. Well done. Thank you, CJ Costa Rica. Glad I didn't waste your time this week. And awesome cameras in the house. Where's the bikini girl? Yeah. I know. Well, it was just because of its kind of fast forward footage that I thought it was quite funny. In fact, if I just, I'll just play this little bit again. I'll just stop it at the, there we go, it's there. Those were the flash pictures when I did it with the flash. These were the two pictures that caused the cat to jump half a foot in the air. There we go. That's done with the flash. It's basically a trail cam. It's like a trail cam. I could put this outside and capture all the neighborhood cats harassing my cat. There we go. That's the other flash picture. Yeah, it all worked pretty well. Let's look at some of the others. That's when I hit it with the broom. The cat, yes, yet again. Triggering it. We got the ball a couple of times. Lots of the broom because I wanted to really test it. And that's quite a nice one. Anyway, I don't know what I'm going to do with all. Oh yeah, here's my. I was doing a kind of a commando crawl to see how close I could get to the thing without triggering it, and I got that far. I was just in the act of moving my hand, and then I triggered it. Anyway, great fun. Right. What's next? Well, next and last of all, we're going to put all of that together. Yes, we are. We're going to put it all together. We're going to show you the Tri-X, the expired Tri-X in my daughter's Movie Zoom 3000 that she took. She shot some footage at her art school in Vienna and I developed it in the Caffenol that you saw that Kodachrome 40 being developed in. It was triggered by the motion sensor, and finally, yes, it was. I scanned it, and we can see what happened when she hooked that thing up to the to the. I just saw CJ Costa Rica's comment. Great selfie, that. Yeah, maybe I should make that my. One of my profile pictures. Noptop says, is there a way to film a few seconds each time it's tripped? Do you know what? If you were to use the Canon 814 XLS, where when you it's got a setting where it will wait 10 seconds and then shoot 10 seconds, or wait 10 seconds then shoot 20 seconds. You could probably get this device to trip that, but the problem is it waits 10 seconds, so whatever tripped it might have gone away by the time it starts filming. Yeah, good question. Generally it's a bit of a all or nothing whether that thing triggers the camera. Anyway, let's have a look at all of that together. Might as well put some music. No, not that one. What's this one? No, you know what, I've got the same old rubbish music I've been playing no. Okay, let's just play it mute. So yes, thank you to Lily for shooting this. There's another question coming just before Y2K Tube says, so one must wait for the motion detector to reset before it can fire off another frame. What's the shortest time of reset? The shortest time is 1 minute. Unfortunately, go back on the thing. Lots of questions coming about the motion detector. Yes, unfortunately, the motion detector that I used is designed for a security light. So you don't want to trigger it like constantly. So, I mean, no, wait a minute. You don't want it to trigger and just be on for a second and then stop and then go off as soon as whatever triggered it went away. So it actually gives like a constant signal, or it flicks the switch when it gets triggered, and it stays kind of on. It doesn't become sensitive again for a minute, and the minute is the shortest time you can do. And it would be nice to have it like 10 seconds or so, because if it was in a place where lots of people were walking past, it'll take more pictures every time. I mean, it gets tripped or whatever. I'm sure there's lots of ways you can do this, but a lot of it depends on how your camera reacts to being triggered. Usually it just it either, if you've got it on one frame, it'll take one frame, and if you've got it on 18, when you trigger it, it'll just keep running for an entire minute, and then it'll stop. And then if it triggers again, it'll run for another minute if it's at 18 frames a second, if you see what I'm talking about. So you can only trigger it like 3-4 times before you run out of Super 8 if you want to use it for motion movie capture rather than single frames. Anyway, here is the footage of I believe Lily set it all up to be triggered in some sort of art gallery. Now CJ Costa Rica says you're better off with filming time lapse with that idea. Yes, that's right. You might as well just put a timer box on it and have it say, do 1 frame a minute, whether it gets triggered or not. That's not time lapses. But the funny thing is as we can see here, when I show you the footage, time lapse is inadvertently what you can get, because if it gets triggered a lot, it will. Here we go. See the movement of the light there. So it's effectively time lapse because it's getting triggered a lot. Let's see that again. It's very, very quick. So so she set it up. There. Whoa! Oh, too fast. I should have slowed this one down. Anyway, let's play it again. Let's try and get a still, just so you can see what the heck is going on. Okay, so there it is. So it got triggered whenever anyone walked past that thing there, and then because it got triggered a few times throughout the day. Look at the patch of sunlight there on. Where have I gone? Look at this patch of sunlight on the floor there, and you can see it move. Can I play this at a different speed, I think? Boom. And then you can see the light here. It got triggered, and then they opened all the windows. Nice. I like that shot. Very nice. I don't know what happened there. Oop, and that's something else that I'm not going to show you. So yeah, this is the sort of culmination of all of that, which was the Tri-X hooked up to the motion detector. And so I think I think the best usage for that motion detector thing is as some kind of like animal camera. So you can you can put it up in a high traffic area and capture all the neighborhood animals, the wildlife that go past. Very nice. Right. Oh yes, and finally, I'm in the future. I'm going to develop the rest of this role as a reversal rather than as a negative, because I want to see what Tri-X looks like when it's been developed as it was designed to be developed. Great. Okay, so we are ready for. Well, I don't know if we're ready, but I'll do my best. We're ready for the film show. Hooray! And for this, we will. Whoops! I'll switch off this, and we'll get the DSLR on. Yes. Lights, everyone. Oops. There's some. Oh, that's it. Okay. Ow! Oh. I just tried to stand up with headphones on. Switch this light off. And why not? Now it's getting light. Okay. Good enough. I think. Yeah. Right. Now, what are people saying while I was setting all that stuff up? My Bolia has 248 16 frames per second, so short FPS may still work out. Yeah, remember you're getting on those low ones like 2 FPS. You are getting quite a long exposure time. So if there's a lot of movement, you can get motion blur with that. 2 frames per second is not bad. Yeah, it'll all look it'll look Benny Hill, won't it? When you play that forward. Have a go. Have a laugh. Right now, tonight's little film treat is it's another travelogue from England. There we go. Oh, I forgot the music. Shakespeare's Stratford. Let's try and get. That's the best focus we can get. There we go. So it's a lovely little Standard 8 film. There we go. Showing some sort of goings on at Stratford on Avon, not Stratford East. Okay, there's an old fertility rite going on there. But why can't this thing focus properly? Shakespeare's birthplace is a great attraction for the visitor. Oh, yes. There we go. Right, I'm going to read a Shakespeare sonnet. Yes, I got ready for this. Here we go. Sonnet 87, everyone. Farewell, thou art too dear for my possessing, and like enough thou know'st thy estimate. The charter of thy worth gives thee releasing. My bonds in thee are all determinate. Here's where it gets good. For how do I hold thee but by thy granting? And for that riches where is my deserving? The cause of this fair gift in me is wanting, and so my patent back again is swerving. Thou south... Oh, it's all gone out of focus. Thyself thou givest my own worth, then not knowing... Oh, it's gone... Oh, sorry about that. Okay. Or me to whom thou givest it, else mistaking, so thy great gift upon misprison growing comes home again on better judgment making. It's nearly over. Thus I have had thee as a dream doth flatter, in sleep a king, but waking no such matter. There we go. I like the last 2 lines of that. In sleep a king. Okay, that's what. Did I miss anything? I was looking at this this tiny little book of Shakespeare sonnets. Barry Steinlag says the reds come out well. This whole film is incredibly well preserved. The colours are amazing. It's beneath the statue of Shakespeare live his immortal characters. Yeah, the reds, greens, blues, it all looks good. Okay, so where is he? I'll put some other music on. the heraldry is enough. Oh, there's Falstaff. Yes, I got it right. Do I get a mark? So, who's that? Lady Macbeth. Yes, I got that right too. She's washing her hands. Out, damn spot. Hamlet, of course. That's easy because he's holding a skull. Yes, 3 for 3. The Shakespeare Memorial Theatre on the banks of the Avon. That's what you get when you get educated in England. You learn a couple of Shakespeare characters. And I couldn't, for the life of me, recite any of the stuff they made us learn there. What are we looking at? Oh, look at this. Tulips. Isn't that nice? Ah. Oh, a nice... yeah, that's a good shot. That's also a good shot. It looks... I'm looking at the playback. It looks much better in live. Ah, there we go. The end. A Walton film. God bless Walton. Shakespeare's Stratford, everyone. And whoa! Oh, what's this? Something else? No. We're gonna play the rest next time. Let's have a little first second. See what we should. Should we play this next time? I'll get on with it. Another Walton film. Hampton Court. Ah, no. Okay, we're good. No. We'll do that. We'll do that another time. No, come on, Dad. Yep. No, Hampton Court next time. That's the big. That's the teaser that will bring you back to Ben's camera show. Thank you all for coming. I've had a very nice time. And my next show will be on the 28th of April. That's in 1 week. Same time, same place. The time being 7 o'clock London time. And place being the internet. Come to zerobudgetfilmschool.com. Sign up for, I'll be on the 7th of May. I shall be doing another live workshop in London. Noptop said, what year is this? The Walton film, I have no idea, but it must have been mid-60s, I reckon, because on Standard 8. Yeah, so yeah, come along to the if you're in London, come along to the film workshop. We'll be shooting Super 8. We'll be developing it, and we're having a lot of fun. And if you are, if you're not in London, then don't worry, because Ben's camera show will be back next week with something. I really can't remember what I was going to do next week. I found a list of things I was going to do for the last season, which I never did. So maybe I'll put some of those back in there. What's this? Old Radio. Some comments at the end. Old Radio says, I'll see how the Sekonic and Elmo cameras go. Yes. I remember you saying that you just bought a whole bunch of interesting cameras. So yeah, try that. Barry says, enjoyed it as usual. See you next time. Thank you, Barry. Thanks for tuning in. And oh yeah. So yeah, let's hear what you got there. Old Radios. Send me a message on how those 9th camera in a month. Oh, let's start the support group. The gear acquisition syndrome support group. No. We're this is a safe place for people who buy 9 cameras in a month. my record was about 36, but that was because I was given a whole bunch. Anyway, thanks all for coming, and it's been great, and I'm going to go off and shoot and get things ready for next week. So see you all next week. Nice one. Thanks for tuning in. Perfect with the nice. Thank you, Ben. You're welcome, everyone. See ya.